everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you again for reaching out and getting on my live for today. Today is the second day, and we will be talking about different business entities. So, therefore, I want to get started. I think I got a lot to cover tonight. I am hoping that you guys can hear me okay. I understand that last night, after the fact, that my sound was bad. So please let me know if you can hear me clearly, and I'll try to adjust if it's not. So please just let me know. I appreciate you guys coming on, and I just really kind of just want to get down. I want to do a recap from last night, just in case you guys didn't get something from the sound. So I wanted to go over again who I am. My name is Keisha Ezel. Right now, I work as a director of finance, but I also own KG Tax and Accounting, which is one of my first loves. I love accounting. That's one of my favorite subjects. I've always been a nerd in that area, but um, I decided to start this business about 2 years ago, and it was basically because I seen businesses, needing help and different things like that. To be honest with you, I really didn't get in it for the taxes. I do taxes, but I love the accounting arena. Um, I can do taxes all day long. To me, there's something that you can do in your sleep, but I love the accounting because it puts in place processes that can make your business grow. So I'm all about the growth of businesses and the growth of people and moving into different areas and arenas and doing what they feel that they love. Okay. I want everyone to walk in their purpose, their vision, everything that God has for them. I want them to walk into it. And I'm just here as a helpmate, just to help in the areas that they need as far as the accounting arena. I know my lane. This is my lane. So this is what I do to build the kingdom back up. So one thing that I really wanted you to know is that I want you to never stop trying to chase your dream. Always continue to move forward in what God has for you, and continue to look for different avenues that will build on what you already have. Okay, so last night we talked about all of the pass-through entities, which was the 501, not the 501c3, which was sole proprietorship, partnership, and just a regular LLC base. Okay, so I'm going to get my handy slides out. Okay, and so we did all that. I love y'all. I really do. Okay. So tonight we're going to go in a little deeper in other things, but I just kind of wanted to do a recap of sole proprietorship. Okay. Sole proprietorship is a one owner entity. Okay. They When you file with the IRS, you file as a Schedule C on your taxes, just like you are filing for yourself. You do nothing different. This is for all the pass through entities. And therefore, the only thing that I tell people about a sole proprietorship is, because it's a sole proprietorship, there is no liability behind it. If anyone sues your company, they're suing you. Okay. So if you just so happen to get into a judgment, and the judge said, okay, you have to pay them, they can take anything that belongs to you personally. Okay. So a lot of people get into this just to start a business. They are people that, may cook cakes out of their house. They may do simple things that they just want to do themselves, but you are a business. Okay. So even if it's a hobby, and I say that lightly, but even if it's a hobby, it's still a business. Okay. And you still have to have financial management. You still have to look, because we never want to stay in one place. We always want to grow and be better at what we're doing. Okay. So that's a sole proprietorship. A partnership, the one thing that I said last night is, when you start a partnership, you really want to get into business with somebody that you trust. Okay. That will be number one. There is a general partnership. So therefore, everything is 50-50, or however you write up your contract with a partnership, you can do 50, 50-50, however you want to do it, 60/40, however you do it, that will be the amount of liability that you have, especially in a general partnership. If you have a limited partnership, they put that into place of sometimes, in a limited partnership, there's one that is a general partner. So therefore, if anything happens, they will be the one to get sued. And a limited partnership will only lose what they invested in the company and the money that they have put in. So a limited partnership and a general partnership is the same but different, okay? Because it has a liability side and it has a not a liability side. In a limited partnership, it may be somebody that's running the business. They would be the general, but you also have on the limited side, they may be somebody that's just donating into the business. They're investing. Like somebody needs to have money invested. They will be a limited partner. They will be a limited partner in the partnership. Okay, so but there is a, a liability, like an almost like an LLC for partnerships too as well, so that they can get into it right. And the only thing that they will lose is what they placed in the business. That's only if anything happened. But as I said last night, we always want to have insurance on our companies. Okay, so I don't care if you have a sole proprietorship, whatever kind of business that you have, insurance is always key. Okay, go get you a general liability policy for your business if you know that you are moving in areas that someone may, in this climate today, we never know what may happen. They sue people for walking down the street. Okay, so let's make sure that our businesses are in order when we're moving forward in them. Okay. And so this next one that we talked about last night was that limited liability. The limited liability company is what most people start in this day and time, because you want that limited liability so that if anything happens, your business is covered and people can't come after you. Okay, so therefore, we it's still a pass-through entity with all of these. Okay, they're still a pass-through entity. And what the IRS mean is a pass-through entity is that you file that with your taxes. Okay, so when you do your taxes, you giving your tax person that information for your business, your expenses, your income, everything, and they file it with your taxes as part of you, so it goes a part of your income. Okay, so when depending on whether your business made money or lost money, okay, that's a part of your tax return that you file. Okay, just like I said last night, if the IRS mostly knows that the first 2 years of a business, businesses may lose money. So therefore, that could be a good or bad on how people think. Okay, but you know that you need to write off all of your expenses, because this is a part of you. If you work another job and you make a nice amount of money, I always call it a side hustle or something to get your taxes right, because you don't want to be paying out so much taxes because you forget what you spent out for your business. Okay, because your business is always key. Okay, but you always want to look at everything that you spend for your business. Okay, and that should be a part of your expenses for your business. I know that, when we start businesses, we always look at the fact of, we might have forgot this, but it's good to have good accounting records. Okay, so this is what I talk to people about all the time. Always have good accounting records. I don't care what you spend. You went out to dinner and you talked about your business. Okay, I need you to write that down, because you went out to eat, you talked about your business. That was a business expense. I know people don't really think of it like that, but according to the IRS, that's a business expense, because you're talking about building something. When you're talking about building on something that you already have, it's a good thing for you. Okay, so I want people to start thinking about where they are, where their business is, because although we're trying to consistently grow, we want to make sure that our financials are in order with our businesses. That's one thing that I really kind of harp on, even with trying to keep track of different things. It's hard when you have a business. Sometimes you're trying to keep up with everything. You're trying to run the business on one side. You're trying to make sure your financials are right and you are making money. So therefore, if there are a lot of ins and outs that we have to look at as far as having a business. But if you have that financial piece in order, your business can go far and you can kind of gauge where you are going. So I want you to start looking at the different things with your business. Okay, thank you for letting me know. I'm kind of freezing up a little bit. I'm going to see if I can change it without changing it, I guess I can say. But I don't really want to stop in the midst. Okay. So what I am going to do is this video is being recorded and I'm going to put this on my YouTube page. So I'll send out a link for everybody for you to go ahead and you can always go back and look at this. Okay, so once I'm complete, you can always go back to my YouTube page and look at it if it's anything that you have any questions on, or if something pop up tomorrow. Okay, you can always come back and ask me if you didn't get it. Okay, so tonight I wanted to go into the S corporation, and I wanted to clear something up because the S corporation is really not it's an entity side of your business, but it's not. Okay, a S corp and a C corp is just a taxation purpose for your business. Okay, so if you have, yes, when traveling, yes, please capture all traveling when business. Okay, um when you have an S corp or a C corp, okay, the difference in that is the tax savings, whether it has tax savings or not. Okay, so most people, when their business is growing, and I told you last night, when you get to a point to where your business is making money to where you have to go and hire people, you should think about starting to switch to an S corporation. Okay, and the reason why I say that is because you will have more tax savings. Okay, so that's where an S corp come in. Okay, because it will give you the tax savings that you need, especially when it comes to employment taxes as you pay as an employer. Okay, so there are so many things that we don't think about as far as the growth of our company, and that's the thing that we have to start thinking about, because when we're starting to grow as a business and our money is growing, and we're getting more clients, we're getting more people to purchase things from us, we have to start thinking. That's how I want us to think, as we're gauging out what's happening. Okay, because if you just starting out in business and you then start making close to $100,000 a year in your first year, that's just your first year. Okay, so I want you to think even higher than that you're going to go even higher than that in the years to come. So we have to start preparing for where we are going. Okay, so the thing about an S corporation and a C corporation, I'm going to talk about the S corp first, because to me, most people try to change to an S corp. Okay, which is your best policy when you trying to keep the business still as yourself. Okay, because it's still as a pass-through entity, but the thing is that it files its own taxes. You don't pay your own taxes with an S corp, but you file your own taxes. You file that tax return separately, which I have it on here. I want to try to get ahead of myself. Okay, so what I put on here is, to get an S corp, you would need to file a 2553 with the IRS. Okay, that's an election by a small business corporation. Okay, so that's turning your business into a corporation. Okay, so when starting an LLC, you would like to go ahead, it's for the S Corp status, okay? Because it's the status that you're looking for. You can convert a business at any point in time of your business, okay? But they do have a deadline if you want to start it within that year, okay? You have to file it by March 15th of the year that you're trying to go into, okay? So, but also with that, you file with the IRS in 1120. Okay, so you're putting all your employee stuff, everything that you have for that business on that 1120 when you file it, but you don't pay anything on it. All you do is take that amount. They will give you a form for you to file with your own taxes. Okay, so it's like you have taken out the employment taxes and everything that you have paid as far as with your employees and different things like that, but you got tax savings on that in that section, but you still have to file that money on your regular taxes. Okay, so that's just something that I want you to know going forward and moving into an S Corp. We can answer some more questions at the end. Okay, if you have any more questions, start thinking of them, what you have, and then we can go through it. Okay, so the thing about a C corporation, okay, which a corporation is good, okay, but in a C corporation, you file as your business. Okay, that means that you are out of the mix. Okay, I don't want you to think of a C corporation as you. A C corporation is exactly what it is. It's a corporation. Okay, so therefore the owners are shareholders. Okay, the owners has it, nothing passes through to the owner. Okay, so I can put it in, I'm putting it in that sense because nothing really passes through, because when you file the taxes for a C corporation, you have to pay your taxes right then. Or if you lost, or however it goes, you have to file it straight through there. Okay. So I don't want you to think that it's a pass through. This is where you get out of the pass through information. Okay. So therefore, the owner is not self-employed. The owner is just an individual in the corporation, okay? But you do get shares and different things like that, but that's on the other side of it, okay? So I want you to think about these different entities and what they mean to the businesses that you have. Okay. I want you to think about, okay, if I just so happen to move up in my business, what should I do, or how should I do it? Okay. And then that will give you the opportunity to know which level you should go to. Okay. Because different businesses calls for different filings, different things, and you want to go with the best tax advantage that you can. Okay, because that's sometimes what people really don't tell us. Okay, because sometimes we go to people and we just say what our idea is, what we think about, but a good accountant will tell you which way to go, which way your business should go, and how you should move. Because the thing is that if you just so happen to make the wrong move, okay, and just making decisions on your own. And my thing is, all accountants should educate. A bookkeeper may not educate you, okay, because I'm just going to be for real with you. A bookkeeper is just there to put your interest in the system and to make sure that you can have financial reports, okay. A real accountant is going to tell you which way that your business shall move and which way that you can capitalize, because now we're in the realm of capitalizing our businesses. Okay, when you get to transferring your business and making it an S corp for tax purposes, and making it a corporation, and you having members and shareholders and different things like that, you want to be able, all of this is to make sure that you're capturing what you need in order for your business to grow. All of this is all about business growth. Yes, I talk about accounting, but it's good to have a good structure foundation for your business, okay? Because even in every aspect that we just talk about, accounting is key, okay? So I want to talk about 501c3s, okay? And there is so much, and you can't even really read that, okay? Because I can tell you, it is so much information on 501c3s. There are three type of 501c. There are three types of forms that you file, okay? So I would say you will file a 990, and they always say if you make over $50,000 or something to that effect, you can file a regular 990. If you make under that, you can file a 990 EZ. But there is a regular 501c3 and there's a private foundation. But on top of all of that, there's like, what did I read? It was like 17 foundations, but just different types, okay? And so the different types go from teachers funds, associations, different things that you have going on, okay? So I just put a couple of things up here because if I went through the whole thing, we would be taking a whole class, okay, on just 501c3s by itself, okay? But these are not 501c3s. Some of them are not. Some of my 501c6s. It just depends on what area you need your business in. But the thing about it is that one thing I wanted people to know, okay? A 501c3, okay, when it is a public foundation, I want you to know, okay, that you have to run a 501c3 just like people are looking at you around the corner, okay? Because it's public information, everything that people give you, your donations, everything that goes into a 501c3 is public knowledge. Okay. So when you file your taxes and everything for a 501c3, everybody can look at it. Okay. So therefore, the stipulations on that, the finance on that is so crazy. You have to make sure you have someone that knows exactly what they're doing, okay? Because everything needs to be captured for that business. So I always tell people, if you have a 501c3, get you a business on the side, a profit business, not so people won't know, but because you want to make some kind of profit at some point. I don't care if you go into a consulting side of your business or something, make it a for profit, okay? It's good because you can always, if you're not making money in a certain area, it, to me, I always say, okay, it's a write-off. But we still want every business to make money. We don't get into business not to make money, but we want to make sure everything is allocated out and it's a good idea. Okay. With a 501c3, I've worked for one. Okay. I've started a couple. Okay. But the thing is that you want to make sure that you're keeping your finances in order when you're working with a 501c3. When I say in order, you need to write down everybody that has given a donation, everybody that has given to you, because it's a write-off for your people that donate into your business. Unless you're a hospital or something to that effect, if you're just a charitable donation, you need to keep track of the people that give, okay? And then you need to keep track of your expenses. It's not whether a 501c3 will give you money back or you have to pay, but it's just the accountability, okay? Because these are businesses that the IRS deemed possible to that it is charitable, okay? So therefore, if they deem it charitable, then therefore they want to see everything that people give you and everything that every expense that you made. Even when you pay yourself, they look at the reasonable amount that you pay yourself, even if you're working, so they look a little deeper into everything you have. So I'll probably have a class at some point and I'll try to add some of that into it. But it would probably just have to be for 501c3s, okay? Because they are so complex and you have to really get into it, okay? So the thing that I really wanted to kind of go over tonight, and we talked about business and different things like that, but my thing is the financial part, okay? So I wanted to make sure that you have accounting tips for your business, okay? So I just put a couple of things on here that you need to think about as a business owner, okay? Because I know that most business owners don't like to get into the accounting piece because they like to get into it because we like to make money. But when as far as being accountable for it, I'll put it like that. We kind of shy away. You know what I'm saying? Because it's good when you making money, but you have to make it make sense. Okay, make what you're making make sense. Okay, when I say that, what I'm saying is when you are accounting for what you have, from your expenses on down to the money that you're making, you want to make sure that what you're making don't override how much it costs. Okay, so let's put it like this. If you have, let's say, you like, I'm gonna use the same thing I used last night. Okay, if you bake the cake, okay, you want to make sure that your ingredients for your cake don't cost more than the cake. Okay, because we want to make sure that everything is good, it tastes good, all of that, but we're going to have to charge accordingly. Okay, so if you're making a 5 layer cake and it's costing you what, 20 $30 to make the cake, but you charging $15 for the cake, that means that you've already lost before you started. Okay, so therefore, because sometimes we try to be like, okay, maybe I can get, I can stretch it. I can get 2 cakes out of a box, but that's not the case. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that everything is adding up. So that's what actually accounting is. Okay. I put on here is the process of using your business's income and expenses data to perform calculations. Okay, so we want to make sure that it adds up, it makes sense. Okay, so therefore, if we have a cake that it costs us $25 $30 to make, we're going to charge $40 or $50 for that cake. Okay, because you have to think about it, you have to make money on that. Okay, so that's where your transactions come in. You want to make sure that you have a good accounting of what you're doing. Okay, because sometimes, we'll go to the store, we'll buy something. Business owners, we just go to the store and we just be happy. We got the money to spend and buy, what we need for our businesses. But sometimes we'll throw those receipts to the side and actually forget about them. And then don't even think about it when it comes time to file your taxes or anything like that, because you're like, I actually forgot about that, unless you look back at everything. Okay. So I just wanted to kind of give you a sense of everything that you should be doing as a business owner. Okay, because our businesses are our life. We all are gifted, talented, and we are walking in places, we're meant to go higher. Let me say that we're meant to go into places that people never seen before. Okay, so we want to reflect that even in our businesses. Okay, we want to walk right in our business, we want to have our financials right. So therefore, if somebody come and ask us a question, oh, I can give you that. I know what you're looking for. We have to become well versed even in our business arenas. Okay, so that if we don't know something, we need to go figure it out. Okay, and so I was talking about bookkeeping earlier. Okay, a bookkeeper is just somebody that's coming in and recording your transactions for you. Okay, a bookkeeper is good to have if there's somebody that you can afford for right now. Okay, because sometimes we don't need to deal with all the other stuff that's happening in our business. Okay, so therefore, you can hire a bookkeeper to come in when you have expenses come in. Get you a little system. When you have expenses to come in, they're capturing those expenses. When you have revenue to come in, they're capturing that revenue. But that still come back to the same thing I said last night. There needs to be a process in place of what you're doing. Okay, so if you have somebody working for you dealing with your finances, you need to have processes in place so that no one can take from you what you have already built. Okay. And so you need an accounting process to go in front of when you hire somebody. Okay. Don't just go and give nobody your bank accounts and all this other kind of stuff saying, well, they gonna handle it. And I'm saying that to 501c3s too, because I'm seeing so many people take advantage of different people in business, and the name accountant, CPA, and all that stuff has just been tarnished, but there are some good people out here, and I want to tell you that there are some good godly people out here that will make sure your business is excelling and moving to the next level that it's supposed to. Okay. So therefore, find you somebody that's good, that's going to take care of your business for you, and y'all work in tandem to build your business on the things that you need. Okay. Financial reporting. Okay. Everybody needs to know what their financial reports are. You need to know what your balance sheet is. You need to know what a profit and loss statement is. You need to understand these things. And this is what an accountant gives to you, a bookkeeper can give it to you, anything, but you need to know these things because you need to make decisions on down the line for your business. You don't need to allow your business to run itself. Okay. When I say run itself, that means that it's just you making money, you just bringing it in, and you haven't even thought about what you got to spend. You don't even know what your projections or anything that's coming is, because most people, when we start business, we don't even start a budget. Okay. We don't start a budget to see exactly what am I projecting, because think about it like this: a budget is just a paper, but it holds you accountable for what you have to come. Okay. You are projecting, you're projecting your income from a budget, and it gives you something to gauge on what you may have, what you're thinking about, what you may be thinking about doing extra in your business for that year, because we all have aspirations, to grow our businesses. So therefore, it could be another line, it could be something else that we have. That's the good thing a budget is for, you know what I'm saying? Because you can just put it as, okay, I did consulting this year. Okay, next year I'm gonna bring in something else. I'm gonna bring in a brand. I'm gonna do t-shirts. I'm gonna add to my line. Okay, so therefore you need to do a budget so you can say, okay, you can account for that income that's about to come in, because when you get more income, you're gonna get more expenses. So therefore you need to be able to round up a budget. Okay, and you almost it although a budget is a living document. Okay, that's what we always say. It's a living document, and it's always moving. Okay, and it can always be adjusted when you're trying to change some things around, but at least you have that foundation of what you thought of, or your vision for it from the beginning. Okay. Taxation. This function includes calculating, filing, and paying taxes. Everybody have to do that. Okay. I just put it on here as a 2C. Okay. Because when it comes to finances, if your finance is not right, that means you're gonna go to your accountant, you're gonna give them 50,000 papers. Okay. If your accountant is already in order, one thing I can tell you, by the time you go to your accountant, they're gonna love you, because they're gonna be like, oh, you got everything already in order. You got your business in order. You got your papers. You got the numbers that we need. You got everything. So therefore, it's not about giving them a whole bunch of paper. You can give them a spreadsheet to say, I have an accounting system, and you can let them know that I have an accounting system. I know what my expenses is because I've been tracking them all year. Okay. Even if you're a small business, you still want to track. Okay. Although you may not make any money starting off, but you want to track those expenses, and don't be scared to write stuff off. Okay. Don't be scared, and not about writing it off. What I'm saying is, don't be scared to account for expenses. Okay. Because these are the things that you needed to build your business. So therefore, don't be afraid to go when you go to your tax accountant or anybody, to tell them, okay, this is what I spent on my business, even if it's over the amount that you paid, because they need to know, and you need to get credit for what you did for your business. Your business is its own entity. Although it is you, it is still its own entity, and it's still in a growing state. Okay. Auditing. Okay. I think that everybody needs to audit themselves. Okay. In a business. Okay. I would say this. Okay. At the job that I am, we do an audit every year, and they always laugh at me because I always say, I like doing audits, okay? But then that's because I like doing audits because to me it holds me accountable for what I'm doing, okay? I like doing audits because it keeps your accuracy and compliance and everything in order. But as a small business, you don't really need that, but you need to know that you need to audit your stuff. You need to look at your stuff. When people give you your financial reports and different stuff like that, you need to know how to go back and look at that. You need to account for what people tell you and know that what people tell you, even about your own business, is true. Okay. We don't want to ever have to allow people to tell us what our business is doing. Okay. That's one thing I always, I think that's one of my pet peeves too, and when I talk to people, I'm always trying to educate. Okay. Because I'm like, okay, we need to know who we are, what's our worth, what we need to be doing, and how we can move our businesses to the next level. Okay, so if we're talking to somebody and they're not giving us that information, we need to start thinking about who else we need to talk to that we can get that information in. Okay, no, we cannot start paying for somebody to do that first starting off. Okay, but it's good for us to know these things on our own because at least we can start trying to put it together. Okay, it's a matter of putting it together, trying to make sure that we can move things to the next level. Okay, I'm all about next level teaching. I'm all about next level things. Okay, so therefore I don't care who we are. Okay, if we in the same place we was in last year, that means we had no movement and it's something else that needs to be done. Okay, so therefore we need to know how to analyze our finances. Okay, so my last thing on here is financial analysis. Okay, so we need to be able to know where we're spending too much money, where there's opportunities for growth, where there's improvements. What do we need to do in order to move our businesses forward? We need to know these things about our businesses and not have somebody to consistently try to tell us, okay, yeah, you need to do this for your business, you need to do this for your business. But we need to know for ourselves. We need to know and be able to look at our finances, even if we have a bookkeeper, okay, and they're just putting things in the system. But we need to be able to look at that and say, okay, I'm spending too much on shipping, I'm spending too much on this product right here, so I need to kind of scale back, especially if you got over the amount at home and we just consistently buying. Yes, we get excited when we have businesses, but there's a right way and a sane way. Okay, so I know I've been through a lot of information. Okay, if you have any questions, please start to put them in the comments and I'll answer as much as I can. But I really wanted to have this just to kind of educate and to let people know that our businesses are valuable. Okay, and we need to try to move in them and do our accounting. Everything that we need to grow our businesses, we need to move into it. Okay, so with me even thinking about that, okay, I thought about what I could do, okay, as an accountant to just help businesses know their worth, to know what to do, how to read, how to look at a financial report, to know how to read a financial report. We need to know how to read a balance sheet. What does it mean to have an asset? What does it mean? What is the difference between an expense and an asset? We need to know these things. And although, we go to school, we learn different stuff, sometimes we forget, okay, to know that if we bought a car, it's not just an expense, that's an asset on your business. Okay, so what I decided to do is to do a class for business owners. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a month class, one class for each week. Okay, so we'll come on each week, I would say every Tuesday. Okay, and we would talk about the different financial aspects for business owners that they may know. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I have a flyer that I have done up. Okay, and I'm just going to put this out there. Okay, it was going to call it "Take Control of Your Business." Okay, accounting classes for business owners. So for the next week and a half, I will probably I'm going to do the early bird special of 250 for the class for the month of June. Okay, so what the class will entail, we will do financial record keeping. We will talk about that. We will talk about how to read your financial statements, and we will go over and build a budget, effective budget process. And then we'll do the bookkeeping done right, because most of the time you're doing this on your own. Okay, so therefore, even for your businesses to grow, you need to know exactly what you need to be doing. Okay, so after the first, it will go up. But what I said I would do tonight is, what anybody that's on here that want to take the class, just reach out to me. You can call me on my number. You can you can send me a text, okay, and say, okay, I want to take the class. What I am going to offer is, as I as you sign up for the early bird, I will offer free consultation for your business for the month. Okay, so we will do one free consultation for your business for the month of June. Okay, or anytime that you think you need it, whether you want to think about, if you go ahead and sign up for the class and you want to meet next month or next week, okay, we can get you a consultation in for your business, so that we can get your businesses to start to grow, okay, and to start moving in different areas, so we come to take over. Okay, and I say that to every business owner. Okay, we come to take over, and we come to build businesses, true businesses, even the ones that we see working day and night. Okay, we coming to build. Okay, so now is the time for us to move in the areas that we need. But as business owners, we need to know what we are doing, and we need to know our worth of our business. Okay, so I really, really, really appreciate you guys. I thank you for coming to my class. I thank you for just supporting me as a business owner. Okay, so I am grateful that you guys tune in tonight. So, and I'm hoping and that you guys learned something. Okay, just reach out to me. Let me know how I did. Okay, you can always reach me at any time. Mostly everybody, when I put my cell phone number on it, yeah, you can reach out to me. But go like my Facebook page, I think it's Facebook, KG Tax Accounting, I believe, on Facebook. I do have a YouTube page now. And I really, really appreciate you guys. If you would just go subscribe to my page, I'm going to start dropping videos, probably, if not once a week, every other week or something like that, so that we can have more education in the area of accounting for our business. So I really, really, I am grateful that you guys tuned in on tonight. Okay, please reach out to me if you need any other help. Thank you, and you guys enjoy your evening. Blessings, blessings to you.